In this episode of Star Trek, they deal with a holy war, a religious war that spans the galaxy. I'm in Salad and I saw Star Trek the Animated Series Season 1, Episode 16, The Jihad. It is directed by Hal Sutherland, written by Stephen Candle. If you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts with following the USS Enterprise as Kirk is assigned to participate in this war. Essentially, there's this one side that wants this ancient artifact and the other side's protecting it. And the other side, who doesn't have the ancient artifact, be like, I want to use this to destroy the world. And essentially, this episode is a lot of Kirk fighting, and also his crew members, or at least not trying to not fight, but they end up fighting these people anyway. He's trying to be civil. He's trying to be like, hey, can we talk about this? And these people be like, no, we hate each other. We're in a holy war, right? And it's galaxy expanding. It's pretty big. Not gonna lie. By the way, this is the final episode of the first season, so of course this goes off with a bang. I don't think I've seen a Star Trek episode yet where they deal with a holy war. I feel like most of this episode is a lot of fighting, and that's fun and all that jazz. But ultimately, it's up to Kirk to stop the fighting. It's up to Kirk to stop the weapon stealing, or at least the attempts to steal the weapon, and it's not easy. He has a very hard time. They keep encountering the same question. Why is it so hard to win when we have all of the winning factors on our side? Well, it turns out somebody was sabotaging from the inside, and they find that guy and they deal with that guy, and then they leave because they find out who is causing most of the tension, because it's not usually everybody feeling the same way. Everybody feels a different way about different things at different times, different intensities. However, people who are likely to start a war, right? The leaders are like really feeling a lot of emotion, powerful emotions about it or something, powerful motivations, which this guy was. Then from that influence, they feel less and less motivated until you're like, the people who are not even in the war at all, they're like, who cares? All that fun jazz. But essentially, there's a few core people who feel the most intense about a certain any war of any kind, and you have to pinpoint those people down and deal with them. And that's what Kirk did in this episode. And I like how he showed tact. He also showed quickness because he knew he had to do this mission quickly. And ultimately, that's the end of the episode. I've said everything about this episode. This episode wasn't really remarkable, and I feel like a lot of the colors were pretty bright, pretty saturated. So many colors used, but not really a cohesive color palette, not gonna lie. Colors were all over the place. Values were alright. I feel like it was mostly leaning on the bright side, the values were. I didn't get any emotional resonance from this episode. The idea of a holy war sounds pretty cool and intense. But in actuality, with how this is animated, I'm like, man, it's a little lackluster. I wish there was something more here. So, I've got to give this episode, it's a solid, I don't know, it's like a 5.9. Should you watch this? If you want a complete Star Trek, yes. Otherwise, stay away from it. If you like this review, watch another one on the platform you like. That's if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it all. So you can fast track a movie review of patreon.com/AnswerPresents. One movie review for 1 month for $20 dinos. Also helps support the daily grindness by going to autismboobs.com, so you can go here. And until next time, it's Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my sad croutons and bacon bits. Beam me up to the car.